What happens when a soft scrap lift gets a rugged twist? This layout is all about the boys. It's Scrap Lift Afternoon time and we're lifting Brandy Joe this week. Let's get creative and see how I take on the masculine vibe of this layout this week. Now, remember, this is Sunday and the crew are busy. So I have chosen to stay with a male theme, but I'm going with my eldest son on this layout. So before I even start, I'm going to work my title, my chipboard title. Now, these chipboard pieces have come from Scrapbook Fantasies, and I believe from their Chippies of the Month Club. And I am just colouring them with my black glittery paint pen from Uniquely Creative, and it's just adding that little bit of colour to my chipboard because I don't like raw chipboard on my layouts. I like them have colour. Now, I did go off a little screen there to make sure that I had enough ink in there, and as you saw, I've just coloured that and I'll put that to the side to let it dry. Now, I will apologise. You may hear some loud noises in the background today. It is Father's Day here in Australia this Sunday, and my family are around and they're a bit loud. They can't help themselves. They try to be quiet. This is why I can never, ever, ever scrapbook in real time for you, because my house is never quiet enough to do so. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting strips. They are about 1.5 inches in width and they are a varying length, and that's okay because, like Brandy Joe's layout, they don't need to be the full length of the page because the photos are going to cut up the join pieces. What I'm doing first off is cutting in my fishtails, as you can see here, and I have chosen my colors to match my photo and feel of the layout, and I am using my black soot distress oxide to just ink the edges. Now that's just going to define those banners on this layout and make them pop off that beautiful piece of paper that you can see in the background, which I got from Uniquely Creative, and it is their Aussie Grunge range. It is just stunning. I love that range and that paper. It's just really rugged. So I'm just, as I said, layering up my edges, getting them ready for this layout, and I like putting it along the edge. That's an old school. Now here you can see I've seen 2 tags that I actually want to fussy cut the sentiments from, because there's lots of words on this layout that Brandy has created for us, and I want to try and build a lot of a word around my layout. So fishtail banners are a favorite. I love using them and they're quite easy to achieve. There is a punch. I don't own that punch, so my friend taught me the quick and easy way where you fold it in half and then just cut that triangular bit from the bottom, and it is equal and it is the even. You start to develop an eye for the depth when you do it multiple times, and your fishtails marry beautifully when they're in line together. So I'm just finishing up the last bits of it, and Brandy had balanced her colours across her layout, so that's what I'm trying to do with mine here. And I've got this range of colours, as you can see, to match these photos. Now these photos were taken of my eldest at my daughter's wedding. It was at a wildlife sanctuary. It was a unique wedding and they had lots of opportunities to be with different animals, and my son fell in love with this python. We've gone back to the wildlife sanctuary since, and each time we go he just wants to be like handle the snake. He just fell in love with this python when we were there. So we had a great day that day, my daughter's wedding. It was very unique. As I said, it was at the wildlife sanctuary. I had one daughter working as a volunteer at the time, and one daughter had her wedding there. So it was a lovely opportunity for the family to take photos, as I said, and it was a beautiful setting for the wedding. And if you ever are in Australia and you want somewhere unique to go and see the animals up close, then I suggest the wildlife sanctuary at Bargo, because it is brilliant. And Cindy there is amazing and you will have a fantastic experience. And in the coming holidays, you're going to see some more photos from the sanctuary that we just recently went to, where they had their night show at. So I'm just putting down these fishtail banners, pushing them across the page and lining them up. As I said, these are sitting in behind the photo, so they didn't need to be the full length. And I will use the extra pieces that I chopped out of them on a card to make a card base, or perhaps they might feature in the layout. More likely they'll end up on a card base. So I'm just tucking in my fishtail banners around the layout, making sure that they line up so they look pretty straight, as though the whole banner has gone right across the layout, particularly the horizontal and vertical centers. And then I'm just mixing and matching around the layout as Brandy has done on hers. I do have those cog type ones on the diagonals so that they're the same as Brandy had on hers, with their matching, and that just ties the whole layout together. And I do love how this is coming together. It is a quick and simple design, but it looks amazing, as you can see. So I was contemplating popping these up, my photos, but I'm going to leave them flat against the background, and then I'm just going to now start building up where I want everything to sit. Now I do try, in this one in particular, I am pretty much staying close to Brandy's, putting where she's got things, putting the title where she's got her title, putting the embellishments where she has hers. So I'm really trying to honor her layout. It's not a direct scrap lift, obviously, because I don't have the same photos or the same papers. I don't have the same embellishments, but I am being similar. I have this quote here, which I really do like, because in this photo, my son is actually very happy. It's not often that he is that relaxed and that at peace, really, I could say, in this photo. But this day he was just shining and he was having a great time. He, got to drive his sister to the wedding. He was able to, have a really nice time. He really took his role seriously. So it was a great day, and I have that little quote at the top there, which I have put on there, and it is from a branding strip. See, that's why you don't get rid of your branding strips. They've got purpose. And this one says, "It's nice to spend time with someone that makes you smile and just be yourself." And so he was with the family and friends. There wasn't very many people there, and he had a really good time. He is a serious person, my son. He takes life very seriously. He's been burnt a few times by females, so they're sort of off the cards at the moment, which is a shame, because he really is. He really should be with somebody, because he is a nice guy. He's just generally a really nice guy. And that's not just the mum speaking, that's him. He's a firefighter. He gives back to the community. He works continuously. He doesn't ever take a holiday. And if he does take a holiday, it's to go fight fires. So that's the type of person he is. He is, and girls, unfortunately, once they get to know him, think him too much of a thrill seeker. He's not really. It's just the way he is. But there'll be someone one day, hopefully. Who knows? 33 years I've been waiting for him to settle down, but that will come one day. So I really love this page. I love how it's come together. It's working out nicely. I am adding in 3 little dragonflies, because he is always on the move. He's like a dragonfly buzzing from one place to the other. So I'm just adding that in there, and then I'm going to put in some sequins. I think Brandy's got enamel dots or some gems or something on hers, and I'm just going to put sequins into mine in the colours that I've picked out that match the colours in the layout. And I'm just putting those around those clusters at the top and down to the bottom left, and that's just adding up a diagonal to the layout as well. And I really think this has come together so nice. It is a masculine layout. It has a good feel to it. Very quick, very simple, but looks really, really good. I'm sure that the rest of the crew, and there's 10 of us that Tara has managed to pull together, are going to produce some amazing layouts this week. To finish off, I'm using a black permanent marker, and I am adding my border to the edge, and that's just tying it all in together. And I like how it's given that finished touch to the end of that layout. The only thing I will add, and I'll probably, is put in who it is, of course my son, and where we were. And then to finish off, I'm going to add in some splatters, and I am going to use the Dina Wakley white opaque spray to do my splatters. They do leave a nice solid white on the page, but I just have a hard time, even though that is pretty much full, that bottle, it just is really hard to get it to work. Other people get it working fantastically. I just have a little bit of a trouble. So I'm just adding as many as I can around, and you will see in the close-ups that there is a lot on the page, even though I feel looking at it when I'm doing it that there's not enough. So here's how it's come together. I just love those fishtails. I love a fishtail on a layout. The sequins into there adds that little bit extra, and that title, Too Formal for You, that's so my son. He is not a formal man at all, and that wedding was not overly formal but just right. So check out the playlist link down below. Tara does a great job coordinating us every Sunday. As I said, there are 10 of us. If we're all playing, you are going to see some amazing talent. Happy scrapping, keep creative. Here's my next video for you, and don't forget that thumbs up. I really do appreciate it every single time. Thank you.